is the Sportsline Podcast on the CHCH media platform. Appreciate you checking us out. I'm Bubba O'Neil. As we love to boast, Southern Ontario, and in particular, the Golden Horseshoe is a winner for outstanding born and bred athletes, coaches, executives, media members, and sporting events. Well, speaking of events, there's an annual event that deserves our attention and appreciation. For decades, Hamiltonians have made their mark in athletics on the local, national, and international stage. With the assistance of a number of dedicated individuals, those athletes, builders, and events have been preserved, remembered, and celebrated at the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame. From its small beginnings to its large and classy home at the Eva Rothwell Center in downtown Steeltown, Hall of Fame classes have been inducted since 2010. This week, the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame held its 15th annual induction ceremony at Michelangelo's Events and Conference Center, where 4 athletes, 1 builder, and a new award to honor an organization or event that's made a significant impact on the sports community was observed. The class of 2024 includes hockey player Steve Staios, football player coach Frank Cosentino, cyclist Susan Palmer-Colmar, sailor Norm Robertson, trainer-manager Raymond Jones, and the Around the Bay Road Race.
At Sean and Ned Brewing Company in Dundas today, the class of 2024 was announced.
And every year when they name the inductees, they get it right.
Kicking off the list, 2-time Grey Cup champion Frank Cosentino.
He played quarterback in the CFL from 1960 to 1972. He later enjoyed a successful university football coaching career, authored 17 sport history books, and is also a member of the Canadian Football Hall of Fame.
Also inducted Ray Jones, also known as Jonesy.
He was head trainer for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, trainer for Canada's men's national basketball team, and founded the Hamilton Amateur Basketball Association.
Jones passed away in 2021 at the age of 86.
His whole life was centered around sports. I mean, he was always free and at home. If anybody needed him, he was there. Yeah, he came to the rescue a lot of times.
My grandfather, being in Hamilton his whole life and all the involvement he had starting up leagues and being that trainer, being that support system for a lot of people, it's very special, especially in our hometowns.
The next inductee was present today, cyclist Susan Palmer-Colmar.
She competed in the 2000 and the 2004 Olympics, earned several national titles, and participated in 13 world championships.
And she's now a teacher with the Hamilton Wentworth District School Board.
There's a lot of amazing sports personalities, sports athletes in the hall, and to be able to join them, really it's an honor. It can happen for anyone, and I hope that my students see that if they put in the hard work, it could happen.
And Canada's first Olympic sailor, Norm Robertson, was inducted. He competed in the 1924 Paris Olympics.
He enjoyed a decorated sailing career, competing for decades.
Through my grandfather and my family, their love was yachting and sailing, and that's a true passion. And for that to be recognized, I think that's an honor, and especially because my grandfather was a very quiet and humble man.
And to top it all off, 18-year NHL veteran Steve Staios. He played over 1,000 NHL games, was the general manager of the Hamilton Bulldogs, leading them to 2 OHL championships. He's now running the Ottawa Senators hockey operations. And this year, for the first time ever, the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame is honoring a local event or organization. This year, it's the Around the Bay Road Race.
I truly believe that it's the spectators that make this race what it is. It's the volunteers that we've had generations of volunteers where they've come in as kids and then became parents and then brought their kids and then became grandparents. So it really is a legacy of community.
Thank you, Eric. About 30 seconds into that report and well throughout it was the president of the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame, Sharon Garden. Sharon unexpectedly passed away on September 24th at the tender age of just 58. In addition to being a loved wife and mother, Sharon had a passion for service at Hamilton Hospitals, McMaster University, and of course, the hall where she served many roles. With more on Sharon Garden and this week's induction ceremony, here's Daniel DeGraw.
Legends in the sports community gathered at Michelangelo's to honor this year's inductees into the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame. It began on a somber note, paying tribute to the Hall president.
I'm acting president because the president who replaced me, and we were so happy she did, Garden passed away suddenly 2 weeks ago. Way too young, and we were shocked. It's been terrible for her family and terrible for all of us on the committee who loved her so much.
Her husband was on hand to accept a plaque on her behalf and to hand out awards to the inductees. In order to qualify for the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame, you had to have played in Hamilton or born in Hamilton, and you had to have contributed something to the fabric of the sports community. The Around the Bay Road Race was nominated in the organization category. Its director says this nomination is a source of pride for the committee and the participants who make the race what it is.
There's a lot of pride in Hamilton, and I think this helps us show it.
Steve Staios is the president and general manager of the Ottawa Senators in the NHL. He's had a long playing career professionally and later on in management, but he will always remember his coaches from Hamilton.
My first memories aren't very fond of hockey. My first practice, I couldn't skate, and the coach had to bring a chair out onto the ice, and I didn't know if I wanted to go back. But I think that moment probably reflects perseverance. I went back. I didn't need the chair the second time.
Susan Palmer-Konar also remembers her early cycling career in Hamilton over her many accomplishments at the Olympics.
When World Championships were in Hamilton in 2003, actually I got to pick that one because my whole family came, my brothers, my sister, and some of my brothers had never seen me race.
Frank Cosentino is already in the CFL Hall of Fame for his extraordinary career in Canadian professional football. When asked about how he got into the sport, he remembers his coach, Larry Sullivan, at Cathedral High School and what he told him.
Where a quarterback is not going to be around, and they tell me that you've got a fastball when you're pitching, how would you like to come downstairs once or twice a week and take some balls from the snap?
There were inductees represented by their respective families, Norm Robertson and Raymond Jones. Robertson was being recognized for his contributions to the sport of sailing and his time in the Olympics. Jones, or Jonesy as he's affectionately remembered, for his work as a trainer for the Hamilton Ticats and the Canadian National Basketball Association.
As a family, we're very thankful for the Royal Hamilton Yacht Club and the Heritage Committee for nominating my grandfather. I was completely surprised when they said they had put forth the nomination. I couldn't believe it.
As I was growing up, I was able to see him, build the groundwork for something like this, and being able to celebrate other inductions similar to this one with him, this one being a little different now that he's not here.
So many legends in one room, and the reigning piece of advice from all of them is no matter what happens in your sports career, whether it's an injury, whether it's adversity, just keep at it. Back to you, Bubba.
Thank you, Danielle. Well, from the time that he worked with the Toronto Maple Leafs as a player development advisor to his first days as an executive with the OHL's Hamilton Bulldogs and through to his current general manager role with the Ottawa Senators, Steve Staios has been a real good friend to us at CHCH. I was fortunate to be ringside with him for the Bulldogs' 2018 and 2022 OHL championships. In addition, colleague Tim Bullen has had numerous conversations with Steve on Morning Live. Here's Tim.
Dude, looking pretty good, doing pretty good. So it's great to have you. What's it like to be in town and being inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame?
To be quite honest, it's a little uncomfortable for me. I mean, I don't enjoy it being the focus being on me, but the way what we're going to do today is going to be great because all the people that are close to me and who have influenced me and inspired me as my career has gone along, and then get to reminisce as driving into CH Morning Live this morning, reminiscing about the times with the Bulldogs and the great times and the great people. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, even like going through clips of you, and there's so many times where you're just like, I'm Steve Staios from Hamilton, Ontario, like so proud, such a proud member of Steeltown. And like, what has this city done for you and where you are now?
Always a proud member. I think Pat Quinn and I used to talk about it all the time, because a lot of people from this area, when they got out and into the world and moved around, they'd say they're from the Toronto area, and we would never say that. We would always say that we're from Hamilton. So this city means a lot to me. I mean, to come back and run the junior team like I did, coming back from the National Hockey League, I think that showed how much of the passion I have for the city.
Oh, young Steve Staios, because quickly for anybody, so like Wentworth Arena is a place that you would have spent lots of time growing up as a kid?
Absolutely, yeah, playing for the Huskies. The Triple Rinks was kind of the second home, and we lived in West Hamilton. We lived above the corner store on Main and Haddon, so it was a quick ride down to the Triple Rinks, but some great memories there.
Yeah, and then just down the road in Niagara Falls for your junior career, and then off to the pro ranks. I do want to get into, because you were with the Leafs, you were doing some great things with the Leafs, and then there was an opportunity when this Michael Andlauer changed the AHL team to an OHL team and announced that you were going to headline the president and GM of it. And people are just like, so you're leaving the Leafs for a comfortable job there to come back and headline an OHL team, and people just didn't understand why you did that.
Yeah, it was a tough decision at the time, but as people know or have been around Michael Andlauer, he's a pretty special guy, and our visions were aligned. The fact that it was back in Hamilton, and it felt right, even with all the advice that I was getting on the outside saying you're crazy to be able to do it, but it certainly all worked out, and to bring not one but 2 championships back to the city is something I'll forever be grateful for.
Even the relationship that you have with now and what he continues to do with the Brantford Bulldogs, and then into his dream of owning the NHL team, and being an NHL owner, and then bringing you on board as the president of hockey ops and the general manager. What's that been like, playing in the big leagues?
Yeah, it's been a dream scenario for Michael and I, and we're using the same principles and same values that we used in Hamilton to build a championship team. It's just same principles and values, just on a much different scale.
Well, on behalf of all of us on the Sportsline Podcast, we say thank you and congratulations to all the inductees for 2024. We certainly look forward to the class of 2025. That is your Sportsline Podcast for the day, and you've just seen and heard, we love talking sports, especially locally. And if you do know of an athlete, team, or event to promote, the Sportsline Podcast want to hear from you. Please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe button. And if you have something to say, please comment. For the outstanding people that make these Sportsline podcasts possible on a daily basis, thank you so very much. And we'll see you soon.